So in this tutorial, we'll be going through a sample screen editing procedure. Here I already have the X1366P plasma profile open. And for the purposes of this exercise, we'll be moving the vars button that opens the global variables widget from the menu over to this location right here, so we always have access to it. And to do this, we are going to have to edit a couple of XML files that define where and how this button is displayed. So here we have the folder that contains all of my profiles already open, and we'll be opening the X1366P folder since that's the profile that I'm currently working in. And within this folder, we can see that there's a number of XML files. Among them, there is the CNC screen XML file. If we open it, we can see that there are a number of screen elements within it. Things like the Open G-code file button or the homing button. And there are also some include statements. And these reference other files that will be included that define things like the editor, the gantry, the player, the menu, and the AB cut widget among them. So I know that the button I want to edit is currently located in the main menu. So here it would be a pretty good guess to say that it is within the X menu file, because we can see that it is already defined in the CNC screen file to be included. So we go back to the folder, we open the X menu file, and here we have a number of on-screen elements. We can search for vars, and here we have the button that we're currently looking at. Now we can copy this line to be used later. Right click, copy. After which we can go back to the CNC screen XML file. So I want to put this button right next to all the other buttons like the open file button, the import DXF file button, and the run homing button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, paste, and now I have to edit these two lines of code that I've just pasted in. First of all, there's the where field. Despite the code now being in the CNC screen XML file, you still have to change this line to change the container or the border or the frame within which this button is located. By default, XP is our main screen right here, as you can see with all the other buttons. Next, we have to change the position within this container. And this will be the X and the Y position in pixels. So we can see that the other ones, the other buttons, are all located at 0 Y position, and they keep going towards the right. So here we can simply enter 880, semicolon 0. Next we can keep the width and the height the same. The image that will be displayed for the button will be the same. The tooltip we can change a little bit just to see the impact. For example, it will be global variables widget, and the action will still be to toggle the vars view widget. At this point, we can save the XML file and reload the myCNC application for the changes to take effect. Now, if we go back into the myCNC application after having reloaded it, we can see that the main screen has changed. We now have this global variables widget button up in the top row, which we can use to toggle the widget on and off. Note that we still have the old button in the main menu. It still has the old tooltip, while the new button has the new tooltip. If we wanted to remove this old button from the main menu, we'd go back into our X menu file and simply delete this code right here. Now, the process for moving an already existent button from one location on the screen to another location on the screen is fairly simple because we already have all of the XML code that is necessary to display it. We just have to change it up a little bit. However, everything that you see on the screen, including these tabs, these buttons, these LED elements, for example right here, everything you see on the screen is defined through the XML files that you have seen previously in this video. And the best way to learn about what each of these files does and how each of these elements is displayed is to go to our documentation wiki located at docs.pv-automation.com, and then going into the screen editing and configuration manual. They can be found in the left sidebar. This manual goes in depth about all of the things that I've already discussed, such as the CNC screen file, the include statements, and it also goes into a lot of the details about all of the other elements that are displayed on the screen. For example, in this video we've only mentioned the button and element, but we also have borders, we have LEDs, we have labels, and much more. It also goes into detail about all the parameters that are available to the user, such as the type, our where field, position, width, height, and more.